I'm on the board of directors of the Unity Foundation, and a number of us really had a heart and passion for wanting to provide an opportunity for kids in their high school years for Christian education.
I think it came down to a statistic that a few of us Christian businessmen and women heard that really resonated with us, that 70% of our Christian youth will walk away from their faith when they leave home.
Being a teenager is hard. I've worked with teenagers for over 10 years, and it is just a hard phase of life, and if there are not solid adults in teenagers' lives, that's when it gets really tricky and really hard, and we watch them walk away.
At that time, as we were discussing this, the Lord put it on our hearts that we should do something about that.
So a number of us really got together and just started talking about the possibility of making that a reality in Alexandria.
And that's how the whole idea of the NorthStar Christian Academy came about.
I have a huge passion for really looking to Jesus to help a person lead their life on a daily basis and everything throughout their career and family and so forth. Right now in our world, if we're not teaching our children really to have a relationship and to look to Jesus as that model, the world is teaching them not to.
We live in a broken world, and as adults, we grow in our faith and we're maybe better able to deal with a lot of those things. If our kids don't have the opportunity or even the chance to understand that there's another view out there, there's a biblical view, there's biblical principles.
So to transform one's mind biblically means knowing the Word. In the education standpoint, it means looking at topics from a variety of points of view and lining them up against what we know is biblical and what we know is true, and letting that permeate how we make decisions and how we choose to continue to learn through our entire life.
But they're, at least in the academic world, they're not given the opportunity to even know that the Christian view or the biblical worldview is out there.
Right now, the public education world, it does not allow that to take place.
That's where the NorthStar Christian Academy comes in.
What I see the benefits in NorthStar Christian Academy is preparing our kids to go out into the world with a biblical worldview, rather than just the culture that they're in right now. That's not being presented to them. It's not part of what they're learning. So when they go out there, they're not prepared as far as Christian principles, Christian morals. It's just not being taught. And NorthStar Christian Academy will be able to provide that for these kids and provide that culture so that when they go out there, they're better prepared.
As soon as I understood what it was and what they were trying to do, I was immediately sold on being a part of this plan, because it is about bringing the gospel to a place that it can't be brought to in a way that is effective for kids to build relationships with adults and to build relationship with the community, and to not completely pull kids out of the public school environment.
We value and really want to encourage and support our public school systems. So our vision is that we can leverage the public school for all the things that the public school does well. And we can leverage NorthStar for the pieces that they can bring, and together we can provide a superior educational opportunity for our youth. That's what it's all about.
Something that's going to be made available that I think is imperative to our kids is servant leadership, and that is something that is going to be taught.
That's really how I set up my business, is around servant leadership and looking to Jesus as the model for leadership.
So much of the world today, the emphasis is on self. And with servant leadership, that's not going to be the case. They're going to be presented with an opportunity to learn that it's about the world around us. It's about serving others. So they are going to be way ahead and a step ahead of other kids that aren't being taught that. And I think that is imperative for our children today in this culture and in society where it's all about me.
We have a relatively short-term vision right after we build a school of putting up a sheet of ice so that we can support FCA hockey.
The past 3 summers, FCA Hockey has hosted summer camps in Alexandria, Minnesota. The response has been fantastic, and we've loved meeting the coaches, the players, and all the families that have rallied around this camp and helped it be our biggest camp of the summer. One of the strongest parts of FCA Hockey is our discipleship. We find that investing in our youth players as well as in our coaches helps them in their walk with Jesus Christ. In June of 2014, I met with several people in Alexandria who were interested in helping us bring the headquarters for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes to Alexandria, Minnesota. We feel that partnering with the Academy will really allow us to disciple these young men, these young athletes in their walk, and help them to grow in their relationship with Jesus Christ.
And that's what I desire to see as part of NorthStar, is just this environment where kids step on campus and the love of God permeates everything that they see, and if they can't pinpoint that it's Him when they are there, they will know it after they leave, and they will come back and give testimony of how their time on our campus changed their lives.
We sure believe and really hope that the NorthStar model can be used elsewhere. We call it a transferable model that other communities around the state and around the nation can in fact use and replicate to do a similar thing. With that model, we're really excited about the possibility of not just reaching a few hundred kids in our district, but thousands and thousands of kids across the nation.
I'm excited for NorthStar Christian Academy that it will be a supplemental education system to our already very, very good education system in Alexandria. I believe in our school system and our teachers. Our community and our schools are stellar in Alexandria. So I love that this will work together and that this is a good marriage.
This is just a terrific opportunity to provide that worldview foundation to students and still leverage the things that the public school does so well.
We have a great community in Alexandria, and there's a huge heart for really letting God out of the box and enabling people to play out their faith at work. Having NorthStar Christian Academy in town will be that much more additive to that, to be able, for our children to be able to really build their relationship with Jesus through their educational journey in their high school years. And I think it's going to make Alexandria that much better of a place to live and raise our children.